Everybody, it's your girl, Dr. Monica. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. I will tell you right now has been a little challenging. Why? Because I recorded this video series a little while ago. I got ready to edit it today, or actually, I did edit it. Then I couldn't find the video. And when I found it, it wouldn't open. And I've tried to open it several ways. I've tried to make it work and it wouldn't do it. So guess what? Here we are recording today's video over. So thank you so much for joining me for this March video series. And this month, we're doing a t-shirt Bible study series because I found all of these cute t-shirts in a store and I thought, you know what? We're going to do a video series on them. So today is Proverbs 31 and 25. Hopefully you can see it. She is worthy. And this is what we're going to do our lesson on today. So excuse me for scooting up in my seat so I could get back to you. So Proverbs 31 and 25, strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in a time to come. There's something deeply powerful about a woman who has walked through fire and is still standing. A woman who's walked through fire and still carries warmth instead of bitterness. A woman who has been overlooked, underestimated, disappointed, and even broken at times, yet she still rises with dignity. Not because life is easy. How many of us have gone through a lot of things and we realize life is not easy? We've gone through it, but we've come out with grace. We don't come out with grudges. We don't come out being bullies or with bitterness. We come out beautiful on the other side of all that trauma that we've gone through. We don't allow it to hold us hostage. We come out not because we were protected from the pain, but because something inside of us refused to die. That something is strength. That something is honor. And according to this scripture, it is not something that we occasionally wear. It is our clothing. Clothing, what does it do? It covers, it protects, it represents who we are. Strength and honor are not temporary outfits that we put on for special occasions. It is something that we carry with us all the time. And it's something that others should see in us all the time. Strength and honor are woven into us through experiences. So through our life experiences, we have built up our strength and our honor. It is built through survival, through prayers that are whispered when no one else knows that we're struggling. We don't have to post it all over social media that we're having issues. It is those quiet prayers that we pray when no one else knows that we're struggling that helps us to grow in our strength and in our dignity. It is through loving people deeply, even when that love is not reciprocated toward us. It's not returned in the way that we had hoped. How many of us have loved someone and that love is not returned? How many of us have loved someone and as soon as you do something that they don't like, they cut you off, they talk about you, they shut you out, they unlike you on social media, they block your phone number from them receiving phone calls or messages or whatever the case may be. They don't respond to you no matter how kind you are. And at some point, you just have to do as we do. We let grown people be grown people, right? So they are loving. Again, we're loving people deeply, even when that love is not returned to us. That strength and that dignity, it is also through choosing to stay kind when it would have been easier to become cold. For some people, it's easier for them to become cold and bitter versus work through whatever the issue is. But we're not going to be that type of women, right? Many women have loved with open hands and even received closed fists in return. They've loved with open hands. They've loved with openness. They've loved with care, comfort, but yet it's a closed fist that they get in return. They don't get that love, that kindness, that patience, that comfort in return. And unfortunately, for some of them, that closed fist is intimate partner violence. I'm a survivor of intimate partner violence, so I know what it is to be loved with a closed fist, of not receiving the comfort, the love, the kindness, the prayers that I want or need. And I also understand being loved with a closed fist. Well, really not loved, but that love not coming back to me because of the cold fist of pain that comes from being hit, being knocked down, being kicked. Many women we have loved with open hands and received closed fists in return. We have poured into relationships, families, careers, and communities, sometimes feeling invisible in the process. Yet, the fact that we are still here, still standing, still capable of love, still willing to believe for something better, that is evidence of extraordinary strength. We have extraordinary strength within us. We did not just endure, we grew. We grew in those moments of pain. We grew in those moments of rejection. We grew when no one else was watching the struggle that we were in. Just because they're looking from the outside in, thinking that everything is all well with us, it's not always the case. Many of us struggle in silence, but we're praying. We're listening to praise and worship. We're seeking God. And on the other side of that is a beautiful life that He plans for us. Isaiah 40:31 tells us, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They shall run and not faint. This reminds us that our strength is not limited by our circumstances, it is renewed by God. That means even when we feel exhausted, depleted, or uncertain, there is a divine source that is replenishing us. We are not running on empty, we are being refilled even when we cannot see it yet. Honor is just as powerful as strength. Honor is how you carry yourself when life has not always honored you. It is refusing to let disappointment turn into disrespect for yourself. It is holding your head high, even when your heart feels heavy. How many of us have had to hold our heads high when our hearts were heavy? It is holding it high. It is maintaining our dignity, maintaining our ability to love others, even when we're going through our own struggles. It is choosing integrity over retaliation. Don't go out there retaliating. Choose your integrity. It is choosing grudges or choosing growth over grudges. We don't want to have grudges. We want to have growth. We want to learn how to work through issues and not hold grudges and be bitter toward people and bully people. And it is choosing peace over chaos. Some of us had to learn honor the hard way. We learned it when we stopped begging for crumbs and realizing that we deserve to be at the table. We deserve a seat at the table. We learned it when we walked away from situations that were draining the life out of us. And if you are still in a situation that is draining the life out of you, I encourage you to figure out a way, if it's possible, to walk away, because God did not come to this earth shed blood for us to be in situations where it is draining the life out of us. He wants us to have life, and He wants us to have it more abundantly. We learned it when we choose healing over familiarity. Don't be so familiar and so comfortable in your situation that you are deciding to stay. Choose your healing so that you can move forward. It is even when healing feels lonely at first, because when you step away and you walk away from that situation, that healing is going to feel lonely at first, but it's absolutely necessary. Psalms 46:5 declares, God is within her, she will not fail. Notice it did not say she would never be shaken. It does not say she would never cry, never doubt, or never feel overwhelmed. It says that she will not fail, meaning she would not be destroyed. We would not be destroyed. We will be tested. We will be tried, but we will not be destroyed. There's a stabilizing presence within us that keeps us from collapsing completely, even when life starts to push hard. That is why Proverbs 31:25 ends with such hope. She shall rejoice in time to come. This is not a denial of pain. This is confidence and restoration. It is the assurance that our story is not over at the chapter where things hurt. Joy is not just possible, it is promised. We are promised to have everlasting joy. Are you ready to receive your everlasting joy? I hope you are, because that is what God promised to us. You may not be rejoicing yet, but your future self will, when we learn to stand for ourselves, when we stand to be in that strength, that dignity, and that honor. The woman you're becoming will look back and thank you for not giving up. She will thank you for staying when it mattered. She will thank you for staying when it mattered, when it not giving up. She will thank you for leaving when it's necessary. She would thank you for learning when it was uncomfortable and believing when it felt risky. She's going to thank you for all of that. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. That means that fear does not get to be our identity. Power does, love does, clarity does. We are not fragile. We are formidable with compassion. We are not weak. We are gentle with boundaries. We are not lost. We are being guided, even when the path feels unclear. There's also power in recognizing how far we have already come. Think about the version of you from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even last year. We survived things that once would have taken us out. It would have broken us permanently. We would have been broken permanently. However, we learned lessons that we didn't want to learn. We carried responsibilities that felt unfair, and still we kept moving. We didn't give up. We, the women that we are now, we deserve honor. Strength does not always look loud. It doesn't always sound loud. Person with strength, it doesn't always look and it doesn't always sound loud. Sometimes strength, it looks like resting instead of quitting. Sometimes it looks like saying no without apologizing. Sometimes it looks like starting over quietly without announcing it to the world. We don't have to post everything on social media. And sometimes strength looks like choosing joy again, even after disappointment tried to convince us that joy was not for us. That is a lie. Joy is for us. Don't let disappointment make you think, or a bad decision make you think that joy is not for you. It is absolutely for you. So how are we going to proclaim and live out Proverbs 31:25 in everyday life? We're going to reclaim our identity beyond what happened to us. We are not defined by betrayal, rejection, mistakes, or delays. We're going to speak to ourselves as someone valuable, capable, and chosen. The way we see ourselves shapes how we walk through the world. We're going to invest in what restores us, not what drains us. We're going to pour into relationships, activities, and environments that bring us peace, growth, and that's going to bring life back into us. We do not have to earn rest. Restoration is not a reward, it is necessary. We have to learn to rest. Number 3, we're going to walk forward with quiet confidence. We do not need to prove our worth through overexertion or constant availability. We can let our presence speak for us. We can let our consistency speak. We can let our peace speak. Most importantly, remember that your capacity to love is not a weakness. It is a sign of divine design. The fact that you loved even when it hurt, it does not make you foolish. It makes you brave. It means your heart did not close even when it had every reason to do so. And there's still much ahead of you. There's still much ahead for you. New laughter, new connections, new opportunities, new peace, new versions of happiness you have never experienced yet. Rejoicing in a time comes when your future holds moments that will make sense of your struggle. You're going to rejoice in the future because your struggles that you've been through are going to start making sense. It's not going to erase what happened, but you're going to learn the lessons from what happened. So I want you to walk like a woman clothed in dignity. Carry yourself like someone wrapped in honor, not because life has always been fair, but because God has always been faithful. And I want you to write this down, and I want you to say this with me. I rise clothed in strength and honor, embracing my past, owning my present, and walking boldly toward my future, because you are absolutely worthy and you absolutely deserve it. Thank you so much for joining me for today's quick, short, fast, and right in the point of understanding our dignity and our honor. Thank you for joining me for today's video. I look forward to your comments, your likes, subscribe, share this video out. We're going to do a t-shirt series this month. It's your girl, Dr. Monica, and I absolutely love you to life.